The most powerful man in Rome had no idea this would be his final walk. Inside the Senate, smiles hid a deadly secret. Dozens of conspirators waited for one signal. One hidden dagger would change history forever. Or so everyone believed, because this time, Julius Caesar survived. Caesar stepped inside. The senators welcomed him. Caesar smiled back. He suspected nothing. Behind every smile was a secret. The room grew quieter. Every eye followed Caesar. One senator nodded. Another answered. The signal had begun. There was no turning back. The conspirators had rehearsed this moment for weeks. Every movement had been carefully planned. One senator quietly blocked the nearest exit. Another distracted Caesar with polite conversation. No one outside suspected what was unfolding inside. The entire future of Rome balanced on the next few seconds. Then, one conspirator reached beneath his robe, his fingers wrapped around cold steel. There would be no second chance. The signal was finally given. Every conspirator moved at once, but history was about to surprise them all. The first dagger flew straight towards Caesar. The attack had finally begun. Caesar caught a sudden flash of steel. His instincts reacted before his mind did. He stepped away at the last possible second. The blade struck empty air. Then it crashed into solid marble. The Senate fell completely silent. The conspirators had expected one clean strike. Instead, they faced a living Caesar. For one impossible moment, nobody moved. History had just chosen a different path.
Shock spread across every face. Nobody had planned for failure. One conspirator hesitated. Another looked toward the exit. Their perfect plan was falling apart. Caesar finally understood everything. His closest allies had betrayed him. The silence lasted only a heartbeat. Then someone shouted. The chamber exploded into chaos. The failed assassination was becoming a desperate fight, and Rome would never be the same again.
The shouting echoed through the Senate. The noise reached the guards outside. They immediately rushed toward the entrance. The heavy doors burst open. Every conspirator suddenly looked back. Their advantage disappeared in an instant. Caesar finally stood behind loyal soldiers. The attackers began losing their courage. Some dropped their weapons. Others desperately searched for an escape. The conspiracy collapsed before Caesar's eyes. Rome had entered a brand new timeline.
The guards formed a wall around Caesar. No assassin could reach him now. For the first time that morning, Caesar felt safe. Then he recognized the faces behind the daggers. Some had fought beside him for years. Now they wanted him dead. The betrayal cut deeper than any blade. His fear quickly became anger. His voice broke the silence. Every senator stopped moving. Nobody expected Caesar to take control. Balance of power had suddenly changed.
Caesar slowly raised his hand. The entire chamber became silent. He looked directly at the conspirators. No one dared meet his eyes. Their confidence had disappeared. Now they feared the man they had tried to kill. Caesar spoke with surprising calm. He ordered every weapon dropped. One dagger hit the marble floor, then another. Within seconds, the rebellion was over. The Republic had just witnessed the impossible.
The Senate doors slowly opened. A frightened senator rushed outside. His face told the story before his words could. Everyone stopped to stare. People expected terrible news. Instead, they heard something unbelievable. Caesar was still alive. The word spread faster than anyone could run. The forum erupted with questions. Some refused to believe it. Others immediately celebrated. By sunset, all of Rome knew.
The news reached the nearest army barracks. Training stopped instantly. Every soldier wanted the same answer. Was Caesar alive? The messenger nodded. The camp erupted with cheers. Many soldiers had served beside Caesar for years. To them, he was more than a ruler. He was the general who never abandoned them. Now they were ready to protect him. Across Rome, more troops answered the call. Power was gathering around Caesar once again. Not everyone fled the Senate. Brutus remained completely still. The plan had failed before his eyes. Everything depended on one perfect attack. Now that plan no longer existed. Several conspirators quietly backed away. Others searched for someone to blame. Trust disappeared in a matter of seconds. Caesar watched without saying a word. He already knew who had betrayed him. One name hurt more than all the others.
Brutus lowered his eyes.
For the first time, Brutus understood the cost of failure. The conspiracy had collapsed in a single afternoon. Years of secret planning had accomplished nothing. Caesar no longer saw frightened politicians. He saw a threat that could return again. That realization would shape every decision that followed. Outside, the city waited for answers. Rumors spread faster than official orders. Every version of the story sounded different. Some believed Caesar had already taken revenge. Others feared civil war had already begun. No one yet knew that history had quietly changed forever.
The Senate expected executions. Instead, Caesar remained silent. The silence became more frightening than anger. Nobody could predict his next move. Even Brutus looked uncertain. Then, Caesar finally spoke. He demanded justice, not revenge. The chamber fell silent once again. No one had expected mercy. That single decision changed everything. Rome had been given another chance, but peace would not come easily.
The next morning, Rome looked calm, but thousands of soldiers now guarded the city. Caesar refused to leave anything to chance. Every entrance to the Senate was secured. Messengers rode across Italy before sunrise. Every governor received the same message. Caesar was alive. The conspiracy had failed. Loyal commanders immediately pledged their support. Potential rebels quietly changed their plans. Power shifted before a single battle was fought. Caesar had survived the assassination and won the first battle without drawing his sword.
Rome had survived the longest day in its history, but its future still hung in the balance. One decision could prevent decades of bloodshed or create an empire unlike anything the world had ever seen. Every eye in Rome turned towards Caesar. Even Brutus waited in complete silence. No one knew what would happen next because history had already changed, and the biggest change was still to come. In Part 2, we'll discover the choice Caesar made, how it reshaped Rome, and why our modern world might look completely different because of it. If you enjoyed this journey through alternate history, don't forget to like, subscribe, and tell us in the comments, what do you think Caesar should do with Brutus?